indeed. Well, coming up on this week's Retro Robbins show, we're going to not try to scramble a few eggs. We've got something a little bit hairy that's a sneak preview. Yep, more on that in a moment, of course. As well as a tribute game, and a game that gives you a bit of a lifting experience. Want to know more? Why not join me and email on the Retro Robbins show for a whole bit of fun. So if you love a bit of 8-bit, let's run the titles. Early starting, that is. Welcome to the Retro Robbins show with me, Wayne, and Emab, of course. My incredible little AI dancing robot who's about to start. Well, he's already started busting his moves. Should we zoom in on him while we talk? Yeah, go on there, Emab. Take it away. Dancing away, as you can see. Bit of a set change. A bit more going on, of course, today. I've been reading this book. I've read it before, but to be fair, I can't put it down. The book based on anti-gravity. That's an emo joke, isn't it? What's coming up on today's show? Well, you can see a selection of games in the background. We've got Castlevania, Spectral Interlude. We've got the tribute game, the 8-bit Wars. We've got Egghead Goes to Town. And we've got the, well, something that's not the Mandalorian. Fresh out, not even released yet. As well as we've got a sneak preview and another great game from Seb. That will involve Richard Hollins as well, of course, and some absolutely brilliant stuff. As always, today's show is one with the Endo, the Spectrum Next clone. We've had some good news about the Spectrum Next. Yes, there's still a delay, but we've got things that are working. Jim Badley's been happily posting on Facebook and one or two of the other social media platforms that he's tested, and things are looking up and looking great, which is excellent news for me. Also, in the background, you will have the Toasty Rack providing some AY tune and the grey 128K Spectrum, as well as the 48K Spectrum with Ben's ZX-AY plugged into the back of it. Yeah, I'm going to use a Spectrum with AY tunes on it. So, if you like today's show, don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, give me a mention. I'll try and get back to you as always. Yeah, it's on the screen there, and Emo will appreciate it, won't you, Emo? Just looking blank, innit? With that said then, let's go on to today's first look at a new game. Okay, we're going to go with some Egghead Goes to Town. What a little game this is, a gem of a game by Corono Softies courses. That's Crash and Retro Fusion Retro Books, which I was subscribed to, really enjoy. Music coming straight from the Spectrum 48K using the ZX-AY. Just thought I'd play that one for a change. From the game that I had on last week, Black and White, that I previewed and had a good play, and I really enjoyed it, to be fair. Emo's going to dance away. I might stick you on the skateboard in a minute, Emo. Well, what we're going to have to do in a minute, because this game does indeed have a great opening tune and AY music, is we'll cut this music. Sorry, Emo's got to stop. Made and created in the UK. I've already posted a little bit on my Retro Robbins channel on this game, so I'll listen to that for an opening theme music. Not too much on the screen, good text, of course. You've got a little bit of information. Jonathan Chadwell, 2017. Excellent sound of music. Yeah, first time I got to play this, so I'm going to review it. I haven't played it on my channel yet, so why not give it a go? As I say, the AY tunes. Amazing. Just letting you catch up with a little bit of that scrolling. Shall we give you the big picture? Emo, I'm going to put you on your stall in a minute, so yeah, you can go on your skateboard, stop people being distracted. Oh, his name there at the top will feature a lot on today's show because there's a lot of things that he's been working on, including some of the latest games that I'm about to review. Good thing is you can redefine your keys, and you've got the Cursor Sinclair Kenston, so you've got all the options in there, including that my favourite redefine your keys. redefine your keys. Well done. And you haven't got to work too hard to get a high scoring. Let's turn it down just a little bit. Emo, right, that's it for you. You're going on your skateboard. Let's get on with playing the actual game then. So I've got the ULA Plus version, that's why we've got a couple of extra colours here. There isn't really that much. We could have a little bit of background music lightly in the background. Sound in the actual game itself, because there are little AY interludes, if you know what I mean, so I'll turn them up in a moment. When you collect those little flashing sort of like ticket objects at the top there, not you, it'll play a little merry tune. Ah, and I've just scrambled my first egg. Yes, that splat is yolk and it's all over my screen. Not you, Emo. Oh, we're looking at the sprite. I love the look of the sprite, to be fair. That's okay, we don't want you to do anything on your skateboard. There we go. Not too hard a game, to be fair. But there is a fair few merry tunes in it, to be honest. So we got choices of going left or going right. So I'm going to go. Well, I'm going to go there. Shall I go left? Now let's go right. Let's go right. We'll try right. There's a green and a red tomato. I believe that's what they are. To get to that thing up there, you've got to work your way around the maze a little bit. So we're going to have to find a different direction in order to go. So we're going to jump up here. Remember not to fall too far. The controlling ability of it is not too bad. Oh, that could be quite... Ah, I've lost another egg. It's no yoke, is it? Honestly, it was a real scramble to tell some of these jokes. It could be here all day. Now, remember there's an arrow that comes in a minute, so, whoa, you want to be off the ground before you get hit by that. Ooh, that's good, because the collision is not too bad, is it? Right, let that arrow go this time. Oh, yes. It has got the mechanic where you can change direction in the air, which in this game, I hate to see that, but is okay. I don't think I can get over that wall, so we've got to go back on ourselves now. We've got to get into it. Let's go down a few screens. Oops, just got to this point here. I'm just having a look around, and we can see we've got some very, very nasty little spiky things coming there. This could be a bit of good timing required, isn't it? Oof. Oh well, at least I haven't got to collect that one again. Right, so my thoughts on the game was it's very playable, it's very addictive. There isn't I'm down to my last yoke. There are some very humorous screens in this game. Apart from the AY tune at the start, there's lack of AY in the actual game itself. We'll give it one more little try because I want to get to a certain screen that made me chuckle. Okay, I finally made it to this ladder, and suddenly we get little sparky things that block you off. But it gets worse than that because you get the not so random pressures that you used to get in Alvida, say Monty and Monty Mole. Knowing where to jump and of course it's very entertaining with the variation of tunes, is what makes this game, to be fair. There's an awful lot of different sprites as well, and you've got to be right on the edge with some of these jumps. You've got to be really pixel perfect. And splat. That I love the effect of that. So yeah, what do I think about the game? Well, there's the tape cassette copy of it, which I've got from Spectrum 40 this weekend, so I was able to review it. And of course there's a side A and a side B. Side B is probably the ULA Plus version, or side A is the normal Spectrum version, or so I believe. Great little platformer, very enjoyable. Yes, there's a little bit of a lack of AY sound during it, but I mean, look at the cuteness of that little sprite going up and down, and the Shaking Stevens type house, as well as the usual things. It's good. It really is an enjoyable play. If you like your platformers, you're definitely going to like this one, because it keeps you entertained, and what an excellent AY tune. So what did I give that? Well, I'm giving that a full 9 out of 10 from the Retro Robbins rating. Do you agree? Have you played this yet? Why not get yourself onto Corona Soft and buy yourself a physical copy and help support that team down there, which is doing some great things. Right, let's have a look at something slightly different. The loading screen, this will hit you with a great AY tune, and it's got plenty of tunes inside it. Not you, Emo, we're looking at this. So we're going to press start now. There you go, Seb is back and he's done another game along with Tuffy and one or two others. Not yet released, but soon will be. By the time this video is published, I presume it will be released. It's a fantastic little game with plenty of little sounds. It is indeed going to be a maze game. So yeah, Beethoven's Revenge with, of course, Beethoven's music in it as well. A very great, cracking little AY tune that just, well, gets you straight into the game. I like the presentation at the start there. I like the loading screen as well. There's plenty of eye candy on the loading screen. But the game itself, well, let's give it a go and see. And absolutely brilliant, you get the option to redefine your keys, or press fire on the Kempston will automatically select Kempston for you. Once again, Jonathan Chaldwell has appeared, and of course Alan Turvey. He's also developing a Donkey Kong game. You've probably seen plenty of postage, so he's been working. Additional coding, of course, is in there, and the music by David at the bottom. And my camera's slightly in the way, so I can't read the rest. So this game was a long time in development, apparently. Also, I've been told it was a lot of work. So why not? Let's give it a go. And there you go, you've broken out. Now you can't get to that without unlocking it. To unlock it, you need to collect some various items. It is indeed a rather large maze game. The first screen doesn't have a lot, just gets you a little bit used to the controls, with a great 8-way tune to start you in there. Some little sprites, yes, energy is displayed at the top, and that can be recharged at any particular point in the game if you come across a note. So, like such a note here. So it doesn't matter if you hit you while you're on the note, you're not going to lose any energy. So that's a good thing. I like that idea. We're already on down to 90, but we're going to go looking for the first object you need to find, which is an ear. And sometimes you just got to be brutal and hit them and hope to get to a note. There's a note, that's good. I'll play that tune in a minute. There we go. Brilliant, isn't it, eh? Oh, didn't want that to happen though. Oh. How entertaining is that AOI tune? I'm down to 53, but... Right, at some point in the game, you've got to free that guy, but he's also guarded by a guard dog. So you need to do something with that guy. I probably need to get him a bone or something like that. I'm not going to give too much away, but I'm looking at the actual control mechanism of the game, and it really is quite nice. It's good little graphical background, as you can see. There are plenty of difference and variation in screens. There's another item you need to collect. You need to collect the items in order to get through the game. As you can see, there's one of the exits there bricked off, but you will be able to get to that later. This could be quite a tough one because you just literally got to run through some people just got to run through them. Hopefully we'll get to the next level. As you can see, the changes of screens are quite rapid. There's no delay or anything like that, so that's good. Oh, I'm down to 16. I really could do with a note. And there's the ear that I want to collect. So, oh, that didn't expect that, did I? Oh. And the death sequence is amazing, really, isn't it? Is that a Susie and the Quattros tune? I love rock and roll or something like that. Rock and roll. I've never done. Yeah, I think it is. I've got to get down to collecting that here, so what I'll do is I'm not going to bear you with that. We're going to get to that section again. There we go, we get to the ear. And then you get a little tune to show that you've collected the first item. And then, of course, I'm already down to a silly amount of percentage. So you need to basically remember where all the notes are placed so as you can get to it recharged pretty quickly. Otherwise, you end up the same as me. Pretty damn done for. Great little screen. That's as good as a logo as can be, really, isn't it? Right, what do I think of the game? At first, I thought it was good, really good, and then I realised how big the map was and the way it changes, and I thought to myself, can you get much better than this? Not really. It's pretty good. It's got everything. It's got AY, it's got sound effects, it's got great looking sprites, it's got a good gameplay and playability. There's a little bit of randomness about it, so there's no pattern to recognise, which can make it quite tricky. I'm just watching Emo. He's putting me off. Emo, you're putting me off. And I was well impressed with it, to be fair. Was it a Retro Robbins special? It wasn't far off. For a game that isn't released, I'm going to give that a 9.5 out of 10. I really did enjoy playing it, and I kind of got round it quite well. Yeah, that may be generous, but I don't know. There's a bit of everything in it. I like all the colours used. I like the little effects of the sounds you get when you collect each item, and it's a really good game to play. It's not one that can be easily achieved, so why not give this a go? It'll be available soon, and I recommend it from Retro Robbins. Moving on then. Music from the Mr. Hare, the hair-raising adventures of Mr. Hare. In the background there, being played off the Grey Plus 2 128k machine, of course. This little game I've seen, I've not really played before, but it looks to be a little bit fun. So, oh, you have to jump basically and land your hoop in the basket at the right time. And I've missed every time so far. Hold on, that's going out of focus. Let's get the focus right. Alright, let's try again, shall we? One key! One key! There we go, got a basket. And I missed it, yeah. So all you've got to do basically is press at the right time. It looks like it's going to be really easy, doesn't it? Hold on, that was a definite... How did that miss? That's it, you get the hang of it now. Oh, come on. I said I'd get the hang of it, and then that happened. That's it. Oh, the ones at the bottom you don't have to do anything with, do you? So it's a matter of just pressing jump at the right time, and when you fill a certain amount of baskets. How's that a miss? Huh? It's simple. Redbird and the Rat basketball type game, and yeah, it was okay. A bit basic, no real sound in it other than the sound effects. The sound in the background, of course, is provided by the +2 grey, which I've already said. For that reason, I like it. Manic Miner, well, I don't know about that. I've only scored 6. I'm sure you can beat that. Give it a go. 5.5 out of 10 for me. What do you agree? Or do you think it could have been done better? I think there could have been a bit more to it, but I suppose they're doing exactly what you see there, which is really simple. Big advert for where you can get brand new cassette games such as the likes of these ones from. This game is a tribute to Andrei Remick. You know, Confessions of a Spectrum Addict, and 1 or 2 great little documentaries he did. It was a lovely game, really made. It's kind of like a tribute to the guy who sadly passed away earlier. Good friend, a nice guy to speak to as well, and just a genuinely all-round good egg, as Simon Butler once put it. So someone's decided to put a game to his name, and they've done a really good job, to be fair. The 8-Bit Wars was a documentary type, a little bit light-hearted in places, but generally serious, and a very good watch, which was backed on a Kickstarter, I believe. However, I have got to see it, and it was fantastic. Lots of characters on there, all interviewed about their memories of the sort of days when it was Spectrum versus Commodore and a lot of other systems that were all being coming out in the early 80s. A very good watch, and I highly recommend it. Cassette case there you can see in the corner of the screen, in the bottom left and right corner there. I'm going to grab that for the instructions, and then we're going to get on with actually playing the game. So, it starts with the 8-Bit Wars, got a little story to it. Of course, the evil computer bugs have raided the Galactic Museum, and in an attempt of theft, spread art, various computer systems, 8-bit systems, across the history of the galaxy. Well, I don't think that's quite right. How have I read that wrong? So there you go. They've spread. They've nicked act of vandalism. They've spread in many 8-bit systems in different planets and time zones across the galaxy. So as you can see, we've got a bit of a bleeper sound. So what we're going to do now. And that's definitely got the Richard Hollins touch about it, hasn't it? A great bleeper sound. So it works on 48K as well as 128K. I've loaded up the 128K version. Usual, we've got the redefined keys, which I love. Big picture of Andy there, looking big smile on his face. I like his little cameo in the. I think it's Spectral, no, it's the 8-Bit Wars where he taps the camera. Is this ring on? Is it working? That's quite quality. What we're going to do, we're going to redefine the gears, or shall we go for Kempson? What, we'll go for Kempson now. We'll go silent and go for Kempson. In fact, we'll give the music a break for now. A little bit in the background maybe. And not to start game. Or can you press fire? Well, evidently not. Oh, there you go. So you need to start. First of all, you need to get your gun, which is up here. And I've got, once you get your gun, you're able to fire at things. But be warned, you've only got a limited amount of ammo. Those sort of things you can't fire at, but you can bounce on them. And by bouncing on them, you won't lose a life. Oh, and now I fell underneath a little bit. Oh, there's something there, mate. Anything that's flickering or flashing like that, that's ammunition. Ammunition. Oh, what a shot. Getting good. Oh, and I've dropped into there and I've lost my life already. But I'm not going to let it settle at that. I'm going to give it another go. Okay. No. So we're going to go for Kempston again. And try once again. So it's void of a white sound, and you do lose a bit of energy if you jump too high. Okay, so you can make that gap. Whether I didn't do it, we'll leave that ammo there for now. Oh yes, and that's a transporter, so you can return to the start of the surface anytime I do it. Did I already jump on him? I think I did, but he returned. Missed again. Missed again. Okay, well, this time I'm going to get past that. There we go. Now, I don't know if I can stand on that, but I don't think I can. Oh, that's where they're generated from, is it? Not really. This bit actually reminds me, there's an object to that, it could. This bit reminds me a little bit of Dan Dare. Oh, I'm losing lives rather rapidly. Oh, 1 shot, 2 kills. Oh, you can stand on them then. Oh, dear, I'm dead already. Well, let's return. Let's return the music, shall we? It's pretty good, to be fair. Oh boy, simply because of it had a little bit with Andy's face on it, and I thought, well, you never know, with any donations or money of this will be going to the family, so just in case, and I didn't check that was the case, I'll buy it anyways, because it was a sad loss of a great guy for making great films and documentaries. And of course, there's some great folk music that was placed in the making of that documentary. The game itself, well, you know, I like things with sound in it, as you know, and apart from the bleeping music from Richard Hollins at the start, the actual general game is just sounds effects and a platformer. Ratings for me then, and I'm going to be a bit more generous than I would normally. I'm going to give that a 7.5 out of 10. Why don't you get yourself a copy of that? The 8-Bit Wars. And if you ever get a chance, watch the documentary that he made. It was an absolutely riveting, fantastic watch. With many a character in there talking about the 80s, of course, and the 8-Bit Wars from then. Remember that? Commodore vs Spectrum? Or was it more about the games and their development? Well, there was a bit of everything for everyone. Highly recommended to watch that by Andy Remick. It's a brilliant watch. Thought I'd simulate the loading fast megahertz just to show you the simple but effective loading screen that this next game achieves. The name of the game is up there. Any minute now you'll see the loading screen come down, of course. I saw this online, thought I'd download it, give it a go. It's free and available on download, or you can indeed donate to the Coders Point, which I always do. I always like to contribute a little bit. There you go, that is indeed the loading screen. So you can imagine it's a simple but effective boat. A sailboat indeed, but that's not what we're here to see. Let's have a look at the main game. Game just loaded. Great little opening tune to start with. Gets you into the game, that does. You've got the usual options: keyboard, Kempston, Sinclair, and a redefinable keyboard option. Well done. Always get a thumbs up when you've got redefinable keys. That allows anybody with opposite hands to choose what they need as left and right, up and down, and fire. Indeed, it also allows people who haven't got the Spectrum Plus, who are using the rubber keyboard Spectrum because they're real traditionalists, to use the M key as a 5 button as opposed to the space key, which indeed, if you're using left and right there, you've got to bend your thumb in and break it to get to the space, where M sort of thing is there. So, what is this game about? Well, it's a simple little platformer game, but with a bit of a lift. And I like games that give you a lift, and this one gives you a hell of a lot of them. So we're going to go for the Kempston, and when you start this game, the music will change. And you're this little guy here, and you've got to collect these little, anything that's shiny, like these little, well, they look like bullets, don't they? But I don't know what they are meant to be. Should have researched on this, shouldn't I? But once you collect all of them, which hopefully we're going to do first time with no real issues. Oh, that was close. Right, there we go. Great little bonus. Over the beeping sound is kind of low. So you can go down from the bottom of the screen, you'll appear at the top of the screen. And you don't want to get too close to them bad boys there. And yet you can get cornered and trapped quite often. Oh, and yet it helps to look down before you go up, shall we say. So I've got my pattern. They don't exactly home in on you, but it can catch you out. So steer clear of everything that's moving really. And notice they're all on the level that I need to get to now, so that's not going to help me any. There's one guy still stuck there, and I bet he's going to be a git and not move. No, okay, I've got to the next screen. It's rather unusual for me too. It's getting a bit chilly in here, don't you think? Get to another screen, make it 4 in a row. I doubt it, because he's going to come. No, he isn't. Okay, that's good. So with this game, this one gets a little bit difficult to see. You get a lot more dead ends. Or is it dead ends not actually dying? Oh well. So you have to work your way. Obviously you can't go through there. You've got to be mindful of them changing directions on you. Because they will catch you by surprise occasionally. All screens can be a little bit tricky in their own right. You can get stuck in a dead end when there's a baddie sort of chasing you. That can be quite an annoyance. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, hopefully, I'm going to go down the big left and get to the screen number 5. No. Okay. Doing well, aren't we? Yeah, so what do I think about the game? Well, graphically nice, it's just going to be the same all the way through. The A-Voice tune actually in the game, well, it's got such a short loop that it gets very repetitive, very dull, very soon, so you just want to, well, switch it off, and I don't think you have that option unless you've got the Spectral 48K version loaded, because that is it. You will get sick and tired of hearing that. It's great, it's novelty when you first hear it because it's a little bit rapid, you know, it's got that intensity, but it's so short, it doesn't change, and that's what lets the game down a little bit, to be fair. Other than that, it's a very little playable game, you know. So for that reason, I'm not going to give this a come get me now rating, shall we say, but I'll give it a 6 out of 10. And you get enough lives as well. The sprites are okay, you know. If the tune varied a little bit and wasn't so short, wouldn't be so bad. The death sequence is exactly that. A little short, new game. So, 6 out of 10, do you agree? Is it one that you play yourself as a little platformer? Yeah, it's got an intensity, as I said. Yes, it's good graphically, and there's a good variation of screens between each level, as you've just seen the first 4 example by me. Unfortunately, what lets it down is that RY. It's too short a loop, and it can get annoying, and it did get annoying within the first 2 screens. However, enjoyable, but for me, you know, it's a 6 out of 10 at best, so leave your comments in the comments below and tell me what you think. Okay, let's detonate this one and move on to the next one. Okay, this is game which you can see in the bottom corner. I'm just loading up now, so you've got the classic sound of the loading spectrum. Developed with the MK1 engine, so we pretty much know what we're going to get here. That's the name of the game, and in the bottom right hand corner of the screen you can see the actual cassette version of it, which is something else I got from this place, which is mirrored. I don't know how to change this because it's one camera unit, one forward, one backwards. Spectrum 40, and I picked it up from a Corona Soft. Apart from that, I thought you might need to read this first part. So while that loads, we'll turn the sound. You do not need the... it's just rotate it so as you get a fuller picture. There you go. Give you a chance to read that. We'll put some music on and not the sound of the loading, of course. Oh, great game in the background. This is the toast rack in action. And again, it'll drive you quackers. Oh, yeah, I've got quite a big loud sound system here, so if I'm a bit too loud, I do apologise. However, it's good for Emo, because he likes to dance to it, don't you, Emo? I've kept you on his skateboard all day because I've got sick of him walking in front of the screen, but I think it's time, now that you would probably have read all that by now. That is the loading screen as well, by the way. Just zoom out. And I'll grab me a big cup of tea. Take it away, Emo. Let's see some dancing. I bet you don't dance now. Start dancing soon, Emo. This video's going to be too long if you don't. Oh, I do love a good cup of tea. Here we go. Should we zoom in on him? Sonic the Hedgehog in the background. You can be the star of today's show, Emo. Go for it! I've got a squeaky rotating chair and I'm enjoying it. Anyway, I think we've seen enough of Emo trying to dance, haven't we? So let's move on to actually playing this game. What do you say, Emo? Ah, he's doing the mashed potato now. Oh, that's a good manoeuvre. I haven't seen that before. We're loaded! Sorry, Emo. You're out of the picture. Back to where we're going to. Unfortunately, this one gives you an annoying bleeper sound. And if you buy the cassette version, you not only get the Spectrum version, but you get the 464 CPC version after it. B-side, you get the Amstrad CPC 464 and then the Spectrum version. So we'll press keys and we'll bring some music back up. As with Kempston, you're this guy here. It's got that annoying little jump mechanism. This has just been released this week. I'm really pretty much one of the first to play it, but it does remind me a lot of a lot of various games. He's a bit sticky, isn't he? The main sprite doesn't look the greatest. Yeah. Once you switch on, oh yeah, and of course it's got that flickering mechanism when you lose a life. And I don't think there's any way of getting past some of these, you know, that caught me by surprise, but in the nick of time I managed to jump without actually losing a few lives. You can shoot as well, I forgot about that. I need to shoot a few things. But you've only got a limited amount of ammo, so you want to use those things sparingly. Very sensitive controls, and sort of almost, you know, you can end up pressing the wrong way before you want to. We'll open that up. I'm basically going through screen to screen. Usually takes about 3 shots to... that should be an extra life, I believe. Or is it? What are you saying, Emo? You're putting everybody off, are you? Yeah, the longer you press the up button, if you press up slightly, you can do little jumps. The longer you press it, the higher the jump can go. Now I believe that can be also a lift, so I think you can use that as a lift. No, however, that was a mistake. I know what a mistake of a maker. I'm going to get to that R2-D2 somehow. So jump there. Okay, we've collected something there. Will that allow me to drop down that platform? No. Okay, so it's come back to that. Boys, see R2-D2, something you can just land on. Pluses about the game, there's plenty of scenery in the background that kind of gives it an illusion of depth. Oh, what's that? Something you want to avoid. Obviously I'm down to 1 life, and I'm dead. I've got to be honest, I wasn't overwhelmed with it. Yes, it's an okay platformer sort of thing, but it's so like so many other platformers that have been out recently, or that have all been developed with the MK1 engine. Obviously they're going to be limited in what they do. There are some little bits of the game that I do enjoy. You know, graphically it's nice to see the way people design their own sprites or their tile background in certain rooms and how inventive they have been. But it wasn't really for me, and I gave it a good play for that reason. I'm only going to give that a 4.5 out of 10. To me that's a low rating, but maybe you disagree, so leave your comments in the comments below. If you can get it, add it to your collection, why not? It wasn't the loading screen, to be honest, was better than the game. That says a lot. It's a shame because it was a noble effort. Little sneak preview of a sneak preview, if you know what I mean. This game is not finished, however it's been worked on by that gentleman there, who indeed was at Spectrum 40, Lee Chops Stevenson. Nice guy. Right, so you've got your usual options: keyboard, Sinclair and Kempston, and your keys are QA, OP and space to jump. Oh, Lee, where's the redefine option? Hang on a minute, let me just... oh, that should do it. Right. I think we'll just go with Kempston, don't you? So we're going to go with number 2. And I'll say, there you are again. And it's, to start off, very, very colourful. Now, it's a hair. And this hair can fire. Oh yeah, it's firing dandruff. Maybe some head and shoulders will fix that problem. There you go, and you will need that mechanic. And just like every other game in a sequence, don't think there's a jump mechanic yet. And when you can, you will be able to destroy them. But as you can see, it's a little bit incomplete, but it's getting there. Oh, and that just turned me over a tree, didn't it, there? So what he's done, he's got rid of the jump mechanism in the game, so it's now you're travelling around the game a little bit. Well, that's a waterfall as well, so you've got to hold it there till that disappears, and then of course you can go fast if you press that way. You can speed up your descent, so hopefully you will time it. And now it's a little bit tough, isn't it? It's a little bit tough, but you get plenty of lives. And this is only an unfinished version of a game that's coming out, so there's a lot of bugs to be fixed, and you know, it's getting there. I don't think I can jump. No, definitely can't jump just yet. So whether you can no, that's where I probably got to fire at him, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, I fired at him, and that removes him. Oh, I like that. Little snakes. They can't go over the green. Okay, so I presume you've got to go up and around here. Yeah, you can go along the rope. But unfortunately for me, I'm going the wrong direction. Now hopefully we can make this. No, we can't. So yeah, right. The variation of the ladder size is interesting because you've got two different sizes there. I like the ladders. Yeah, so we've got a bit of a puzzle to solve there, have we? Okay, so I presume you can push that as well. Right, now I know how that block moves, I know what we've got to do with it. I'm working this out as I go along. Okay, so gone wrong here somewhere along the line, but we'll work our way around that in a moment. Aha! I know what I've got to do. I've got to shoot that guy, haven't I? Yeah. Hasn't got the AY sound in it yet, but that will to come. And as always with most of these games that are still in development, they sort of improve on a John Day. You've got the hair-raising adventures of Mr. Hair, Mr. Hair and the Fly, and Super Hair, which are all different, a little bit different each game, but they improve on each other as they go along. And as always, graphically, this is starting to look like the business, and playability-wise, it's got a little bit of Lara Croft puzzle solving about it. And I'm looking forward to the release version, because that looks like it's going to be a right cracker of a game. Who knows, maybe even Lee could have bagged his first potential crash smash there if this turns out to be as good as it is looking so far. Who knows? Well, leave your comments in the comments below. I'd be eager to hear what you think about that particular game. Do you think it looks better than the other two? Is there any input that you can actually put in development to that game that would Lee loves input from people? So please mention it to him what you think, and he'll be eager to, and he will get back to you, of course, to listen to your opinions and comments. But not for long. Alright, we're going to have a look at a Pac-Man game, and I thought, Well, why not? We haven't had a Pac-Man game for at least a couple of weeks, have we? New one, Miss Pac-Man, conversion for the Spectrum. Brief look at the loading screen, and hopefully it won't be too brief. Boom. There you go, there's the loading screen, nicely loaded. And what is this going to be like as a Pac-Man game? Well, evidently, we've got the free keyboard, Sinclair and Kempston. Unfortunately, no redefine the key option. So, simply by pressing fire on your Kempston, won't do anything. You have to select start. Oh, you've got your standard little Pac-Man layout. Before you can do anything, using your trailer or joystick or whatever, press the space bar to get going, and then fly around the screen. Notice you have to be pressing up in the general direction at the right time. I already lost a life. It's got all the usual noises you get as you associate with a Pac-Man game, of course. See, I don't like it when I can't go up the direction I was heading in. It sort of forced me. So that's it, just brief. One press is on the keyboard at the precise moment you need to press to go up. For instance, if you don't, you'll just fly past where you're actually heading. And a good ghost mechanic, of course. The power pills were only work for so long with those ghosts. Oh, that was close, wasn't it? I think I got 5 lives to start with, haven't I? I don't know why I avoided that. But yeah, it's that bit where you don't press your joystick to get going, and if you eat the power pack before the ghosts have escaped, you just wasted a power pill, which in this case we haven't done. But we'll be moving on to the next screen very briefly. I find the key to playing this game, and you can hear the power pill is still in effect, sort of jammed on there a little bit from my previous go on the previous screen. Yeah, be careful, because if you eat a power pill and they haven't come out of the cage, they're unaffected. But if they have come out of the cage, you should be able to get them. For instance, I wasn't expecting him to come that way, but he has, and now he's in hot pursuit. Well, at least it seemed that way. Oof, just in the nick of time, mate. He's not a very happy ghost when I've been eating him. Trapped and cornered. I never was any good at Pac-Man, and I think you can probably tell that, really, can't you? But, you know, I gave it a good go, and this would have cost me a fortune. Let's see if I can get a little bit further than that for you. Oh, we're ready to get off this screen. Nicely done. I've got 2 lives remaining. That's where I died before. So, yeah, usual drill. Your screens do vary and change in colour. I always find that we're going up here first of all. Ooh. And advising all baddies. Thank you. Come back here, I'll have you. And you. Oh, come here, Casper. That's the one. Oh, this is the only way I'm a real Ghostbuster. Whoa, maybe not. Maybe oh, that looks refreshing, doesn't it? You get the various different little sprite bonuses. I kind of like some of them, actually. Really good. Graphically very good. The mazes are nice. This is exactly what you would have got in a arcade Pac-Man machine, wouldn't you, really? I'm sure it would have been under a few breach of copyrights, but who knows? So yeah, I enjoy playing this a little bit, even though I realised how bad at Pac-Man I really was. But if you're going to play a Pac-Man game, I'd say, yeah, this is the one to play. Available free on download. I must get some links in place, of course. And that's that one. What do you think? Well, I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10, and that is a reasonably good rating. Can you get better than this? It's hard to say, really. Probably. Moving on then. one for today then, and we'll wrap the show up because we want to keep it within a reasonable time scale this time round. This one I like the look of. It's a game that's been out for a while, and Castlevania Spectral Interlude. And I love the easy, bassy sound of that AY tune. Great intro. What do you say, Emo? Just zoom in and focus on that for you. There we go. Give you a chance to read this. We will turn it down a touch, of course. So you've got a little bit there to read at the start of the game. That will keep you start by reading through all that. That will give you an idea of what it is you've got to do in the game as well. And such a great opening sequence, to be quite honest with you. And we'll just quickly zoom ahead of that. And it will automatically, I believe, select your Kempston keyboard on your next, or you can use keys. The info is at the start. You can choose your difficulty level. So you get a few little texts like this. Give you a chance to read through that. I better get ready with my next may have pressed that one a little bit too quickly for you. Okay, so now once you've had that, once you've met up with her, you should be able to go in any particular direction. I don't think you can go that way actually. Come across these bad guys, I should turn that down a touch. You've only got so long to collect those coins. Oh, those, thank you very much. By pressing up or up left you can jump. Jump straight up left, jump forwards. Which you will need because you'll need to get over certain obstacles, of course, further on in the game. And it's got that scrolling mechanic where you don't stay in the middle of it, the whole screen scrolls. However, it's very fast and responsive. And of course you've got an energy bar at the top which goes down. And your weapon only lasts for so long by the looks of things, so you need to use sparingly. So there's no fall too far, you can fall as far as you like. So you'll get introduced into this first cavern. And I'll press this a little bit quickly for you, sorry, I do apologise. So scripted in a way, where you read your part, he reads his, and that gives you an idea of what's going on. And then when you try to destroy him, you collect whatever it is that he's dropped. Of course you've got pause states, haven't you? So, yeah, quite a bit to read, isn't that? Lots of text on the screen. Right, graphically, looks nice. Including the bit where you sort of disappear. Movement of the guy's not bad at all. Now this gets a little bit tricky. Now he's going to take a number of blows to destroy, so once he's fired, wait till he turns away from you. And unfortunately I'm dead there, so it'll tell me a game over, but the good thing about this game, it kind of remembers where you've got to. So when you start your next go, you don't have to start right at the beginning. You sort of start there now, so you ain't going to go through all that sequence again, which is good. And there's many points in the game that does that for you. Which is just as well really, because some parts of this game can be quite tricky indeed. There you go. He took such a lot of my energy there in one go that I don't think I'm going to make it to the next part. However, there you go. I'm dead already, but will I get a reprieve? No. Okay, what do I think of the game? Great AY sound, great sprites, effective sprite looking. It's very playable. It's very tough though. It's not very forgiving. For instance, there are various parts of this that are really tough to get past, and then you seem to flow a little bit, and then it gets hard again. And the AY tune doesn't get on your nerves. It sort of stays in the background, which is what it's meant to do, but adds a little bit of atmosphere. I enjoyed playing it, yeah, and I must admit it was a very, very well made game. For that reason, it's a highly recommendable game. It's also available on cassette form, which I happen to have. I've managed to get that also from Spectral 40 this weekend, so I bought a lot of software from there, and the reason why that, you know, I gave it a go. So, it's presumed that you've all played this. If you haven't, why not give it a go? It's worth a play, and yeah, be patient with it. Be patient with it. And with that said, let's get on with wrapping up today's show, of course. Oh. So once again, I'd like to thank you everybody who was involved in today's show. Thank you to, of course, ZX Renew, who was supposed to be behind, Dean Jones's Cues, Hotshot Snooker. Thanks to Lee for sending me a quick sample of his game that he's working on through. It's very kind of you. Richard Hollins as always, and Matthew Lowe for providing the music in the background on various occasions during the show. And as always, a big thank you to you for watching. A Retro Robbins show is indeed a Wayne Robbins production, produced, powered and brought to you by me for the Spectrum and Commodore and all of 8-bit loving community. So, without no further ado, it's bye from me, it's bye from Emo, and depending on when you watch this, as always, you have a nice working week or weekend, and I'll see you again soon on the Retro Robbins show. Bye for now, thanks for watching.
Current temperature is 19 degrees Celsius.
Oh, it doesn't feel that way. I'm kind of cold. The bloody pain in the arse. Emo, getting out the picture when I need you to be in the picture. You dumb piece of AI robot. Go and play with your Commodore.